Hello there. Greetings, my KlutzyKing, and no, you did not read the title wrong or the thumbnail wrong. And again, this is just a weekly update or yearly update, what I say. And yes, I'll still do some other things. So this is just a brief summary of what's going to happen. And of course, I have timestamps as always in the link description below because I know most people don't want to hear me constantly yapping all the way through and go, "Where's the timestamps?" Well, guess what? They're there now. So I figured that's a new thing. And yes, I got some shoutouts, which as usual, they're all in the link description below. On top of that as well, I will say this, that I do have their channels, or at least wherever they are active in the link description below. And on top of that, I am going to do a thing around here as well. As you probably see, I'm using my current icon that you probably end up seeing me use. However, I have thought about going a little bit back in time. At least 2016, at least no more. Maybe luckily somewhat late 2015 at most. So I'm gonna make a change. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1. And there we go. And this was at least one of the icons that I was actually kind of using at the time. And this is just at least a little brief history since I've been around on YouTube for about at least 8 years, probably at least 7, but it feels like it to 8 to 9 for my own chance. And yes, for a little brief history, greetings my Dragon Knights, Dragon Wars, Dragon Knights, or whatever the case is, I can't quite remember. This is Dragon Knight, Dragonborn, and the only KlutzyKing, where I forgot my own outro, duh. But yes, I was basically, Dragon Knight as a Pokemon wearing the KlutzyKing helmet, as you've probably seen. So if that's been said, I just figured just to use this because this was at least a little brief in time. So, however, let's get the show on the road, shall we?
And here we go.
As for the first stop for the special shoutouts, which is Draco the Dragon 2424, or you can always call him Drake. And here's his channel and a little outro, and also I did try to edit some music here and there, so that way things can be a little bit more up there. So anyways, here is his channel. Enjoy the shout out, bro.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Medieval. And let's go and defeat one of my favorite boss fights, the Pumpkin Serpent. Alright. Here we go.
Yep, Draco the Dragon 2424, or you can always call him Drake, because that's what he used to go by before he had to make a new channel, which he totally forgot, and I understand. Draco the Dragon 2424 is basically my high school friend ever since at least sophomore year at most, and I think it's like right around 2028. I mean not 2028, like 2008, 2009, I believe, somewhere in that range, because we met each other at least since sophomore year. So, and he's a good person. I mean, he's an excellent brother. I'm glad to call him friend. And also my brother, because we've gotten really close, dude. We've been really close, and ever since then, I'm just so grateful. And he's actually one of my subscribers that, since knowing since at least high school. Although I kind of got into YouTube at least right around 2016 at most. And yes, at least to be fair, I do have another one in mind, but I figure put him first because he was at least, in my personal opinion, the first one that I ever known. And here is another one, as you probably have seen. And I want to give an honorable thank you to the Angry Doughnut. And to you, Angry Doughnut, if you're watching this, thanks for being around, my friend, because guess what? You're still missed. I don't know if you're still working, but here is this clip of the Angry Doughnut.
Alright, I'm coming to get you. Stay there. See that? That was some serious
Yeah, I did.
Tokyo Drift, man. Some Fast and Furious shit there. Alright, get the fuck in. We're gonna do some.
I'm in, bro.
We're gonna do some serious shit together. Alright. First things first. We're gonna get some money, but we're gonna start out small. Alright, and then we're gonna go to the bigger stuff. Alright.
Ah, man, those were the days. And yes, the Angry Doughnut. If you're still watching this, Angry Doughnut, I do appreciate it. And I know you're one of my OG friends since way we started. And I believe it's at least coming up to 8 years, going up to 9 now. I just want to give you a proper shout out since you did it for me a very long time ago now. I don't know if you're still like into the grind or just like kind of doing your own thing, but I want to give you a proper mention right here. So, and anyways, if you ever see Angry Doughnut, tell him that Dragonite Dragonborn has sent shit because he was at least one of the OGs, and this was at least in my time of doing at least a variety of videos at the time. One of them was GTA, another one was Warframe, and of course I just moved on to at least like Dark Souls, so on and so on and so forth. But anyways, I just figured that would be kind of nice. And here is another of my OG friends, which is Taosty the Dragon.
Sup, my friends, and welcome back to the Dragon's Lair. This is the Taosty Dragon, but you can call me Toasty. And this is Happy Weeks. I want to do it. Let's do it. What's going on? Holy shit. What's supposed to hold space? Why do I have an axe in my crotch? Why am I dead? Am I still alive? I think.
Yep, and that was Taosty, and we're still at least connected, and I at least still hang around with him now. And he's like one of my OG friends as well. So I just figured I'd at least put him on the list here. And of course, this is just original, shoutouts. I mean, just basically my shoutouts here. And one of them, he is still, one of my OGs, like I mentioned. However, I do need to check in with his streams and on and so forth. I know he's a little bit busy. So if you're into his neighborhood, tell him that Dragonite Dragonborn I sent you. I know he probably goes by Toast or something else because I'm so used to calling him that. Because that's what his OG thing was, so. Alright, I think it's time to switch over to a new look. I think this is what probably those who know me has. So, in 3, 2, 1. Ugh, I swear, I tried using this freaking EA sports logo. Was at least fun and all, but at least like the Marvel one. But anyways, I just figured at least it's kind of nice. And I think right around in 2020, 2021, I actually got into basically Mr. Popo. Sorry, I can't do his voice right now. But I want to give Popo some love because he's actually one of the OG, at least one of the creators I actually do like. So here is his clip.
Hi, Mr. Popo! Oh, Krillin, you're here. Thank you for meeting me on such short notice. Yeah, sure, no problem. Why'd you invite me anyway? Oh, well, you see, I've been doing some traveling recently. Just got back from Tamriel. And where at? Some backwaters worlds in another dimension. They've got dragons there too, that's all you need to know. Cool! And I got this tattoo. It's actually in their dragon's language. Hey, even cooler! Yeah, and the artist told me that depending on which word I get, it does certain things when I speak its name. Oh, okay, This is going exactly where I think it is. You see where this is going, yeah. Alright.
And yes, he is basically doing like a cosplay of Mr. Popo, mostly of Team 4-star Popo. And he does an excellent voices, and you gotta give him, I have to give Mr. Popo or Papa Blanco some credit, even though I still need to rehearse my voice of it, but. And I know he's still, at least as far as I understand, still on TikTok, so that's how I kind of know him. And he's over on Twitch, and if I put his Twitch basically down below, it's just, no offense, it's just, I just know he's more active over on Twitch. And I know he's a really fun, person just to hang around with, and I can definitely agree, if you ever follow him on Twitch, of course, as usual, in the description below, tell him that Dragonite Dragonborn has sent you, and I think get the gist. And as far as I understand, he has built up a really good community, and I have really enjoyed. So, and here is another shout out to at least honestly my first trans friend, and I have, and although I have been kind of going my own way, but I still try to keep up with her and just try to at least stay around just to see, you know what she's up to. Even though we won't, see eye to eye, however, I just figure at least just keep her Twitch channel link description below. And anyways, here is my friend Trans Girl Jade right about now.
After I get everything caught up, I'm gonna start looking into better betting options and desk options. There we go, we made it. After I died once, because I was trying to rush. Refill my ammo.
She's pretty fun to hang out, just talk to, and just, over and all. But yes, I knew her through Tipster's community. If it wasn't for Tipster, I probably would not known her. And like I said, we may not always see eye to eye at most, but however, I just enjoy being around her presence and as much overall, just in general, just being a friend. So that being said, now on to basically the special mentions of the shoutouts. Before I do that, let me change back in 3, 2, 1. You can't believe how much that's freaking annoying, just being an EA type logo right there. Although it's been really good, but I enjoy this new one. However, there is some other special mentions. Basically all special mentions. But I just don't really know how I want to really, edit this. So anyways, I want to give proper mentions to the ones I think it's actually good. So here is the special mentions of shoutouts, which is one of them is Gaijin Goomba Media.
Hey everyone, Gaijin Goomba here. Back in our old game theory days, MatPat would constantly encourage us to explore other cultures and how they inspire other games. And yeah, we dabbled in that a bit, with most of our extra Japanese topics coming from Zelda, of all things.
I have been around over on his Twitch, and I know he has moved on to other stuff right now, and that's perfectly fine, so I do get that. In my personal opinion, he's actually at least one of them that I know way back, even before I started YouTube. And I got into his, culture analyze and about game theorists and so on and so forth. Although he has a different channel for if you're into like orcs and stuff. So it's just one of those things I just figured at least be kind of nice just to, give a proper mention, shout out to Gaijin Goomba, or Gaijin Goomba Media, however those who may know him now. And like I said, he probably has another channel, which I totally forgot to have linked in the description below, but I just figured it's actually kind of nice just to mention. Now, however, even though when I still have the EA type thing, I actually want to give a proper thanks to, or a special mention of a shout out to Gara of the Rage. If you're watching this, Gara, hi Gara, I just want to simply say thank you for at least mentioning about, hey, why not just try out a different type of content out there, since I know you did mention that. Sorry I paraphrased there, but it's just something I did, and that's why I kind of started to do my own thing. So anyways, here is Gara of the Rage.
I'm gonna say this every single time I hear this type of news from Nintendo or any source that's reported on Nintendo. Do not buy a Nintendo Switch 2. I know it's gonna fall on deaf ears, people are just gonna buy it anyway, but I'm just gonna warn you now, it's pretty much a bad idea to buy a Nintendo Switch 2, especially if you're into collecting physical games. Yeah, it's rearing its ugly head.
Oh, hell no!
And that is Gara of the Rage, aka Assault Miner, which in my personal opinion was actually kind of fun just hanging around, even though his communities just felt very welcoming, and I actually do feel at home. Like I said, Gara, if you're listening to this, man, I do appreciate the feedback saying, hey, why don't you try other content out there? Maybe you can at least try something new. And one of them was, which I was kind of saving here for a little bit, That's why I decided to bring back at least some gaming news, at least, back to my usual gaming content. At least do a little bit of mix here and there, and of course my top, games that I enjoy for at least as long as that, like 2024, 2025, 2026, and so on and so forth. So for you, Gara, I can say thank you for that, man. I do appreciate it. So, and I have enjoyed, at least in my personal opinion, Gara's content. Yeah, he's a salt miner. He does give a couple dunks on at least fanboys. So if you're ever interested into that, there you go. And I hope you at least enjoy a little bit of my edit there, which I have been trying to at least doing here. And of course, I'm gonna have to save that for at least, the 2025 or segment right after that. But anyways, I just want to at least give a proper thank you to at least Gara the Rage. He's at least one of my top 2 salt content creators so far I have enjoyed. Here's another one that I have enjoyed, which is KlutzyKing, shall we say.
Morning everybody, how are y'all doing today? I am doing great because, ladies and gentlemen, we have, well, somewhat won, not completely, but we've taken a massive step in the right direction because for those of you who don't know, about 2.5 weeks ago or so, I received a false copyright strike.
And yes, and that was KlutzyKing, which I actually enjoyed, and as usual, I'll leave his channel in the description below as always. So other than that, I do want at least to give at least another salt creator his due, or at least shout out if I ever do get noticed by the two of them. But anyways, it's KlutzyKing, and yes, he actually did get a copyright strike that since J-Dub, the fanboy, didn't really like his take, and well, he false abuse. And luckily in that clip it was resolved, so that's basically done and all with. So I just figured at least give at least Klutzy here a proper mention of a shout out because I have enjoyed his content as well. And now on to the honorable mentions, and I decided to put these two together because I have enjoyed at least the verses and I enjoyed a lot of their content back then. So here's AttackingTwocans and Josh Jepson.
You could be working on yourself right now to prepare for the inevitable overcoming robots that are about to take over the world, but you decided to hang out and watch a Gold Quest video with me here instead, and I respect you for that.
And I will always be a Jep Squad person no matter what until. But I just figured at least it'd be kind of just nice just to at least mention this. And that being said, I just figured there is another person on here I do want to give him a proper mention as well, which is I underscore am underscore desire, or just I am desire, or just desire. And I just figured at least since we're still on, at least for me, we're on good friendly terms. So I just figured why not give him at least a proper, mention here because I at least enjoy. So here is Desire's clip.
Salutations and greetings everyone. Desire once again here to cover another Nintendo idiot. As a matter of fact, it is the Nintendo idiot, the Weetod himself, Harmon Smith.
You agreed to stay away!
I lied.
And just in case you're ever interested, Desire is basically known as, at least around the Salt community, Salt Cop, or, sorry Desire if I butchered that, but if you're ever interested or at least curious about his content, there you go. I just added a little bit to my own flavor. I just decided to just have a clip and put it in there. And of course, if you're ever into just streams, Salt content, or just in general, at least for the lulz and stuff, Desire is probably one of them that you probably want to at least, pick up and maybe tickles your fancy. I don't know. But I just figured at least put him on here just because, well, since we're on good, I figure for myself, I can speak for myself, we're on good, at least on good terms. At least good friendly terms, best way of me saying it. So other than that, I just figured it'd be kind of nice. So that being said, and now for my plans of 2026. So is all done at least for the shoutouts.
Yes! Yes!
And And there's your answer. And basically, overall, what I've been kind of thinking in my head right now, and I'm kind of like maybe do right now, is just produce more quality over quantity right now. You know, put in some more, at least effort into some videos, and at least just to, at least in my personal opinion, produce a little bit more polish of the games. Of, you know, Let's Plays, reviews, or however the case is. Because I just figured, except for just like punching out and just like call it and move on, you know, I just figured this may be like my closest A game that I could bring to the table right now. But probably at least close to a B at most. That's just me, and I get that, and I know probably someone will say this is C, whatever the case is. But for me, this would be like my closest A, but overall probably like B plus material I want to bring. I'd rather, you know, continue to work on videos. But however, I do want to, at least in my personal opinion here, I'd rather just do what I need for my own mental health and moving on. And I just figured it just been, at least in my personal opinion, just to do, because I know I have a lot of other stuff going on right now, and most all of my mental health and a few other stuff here and there as well. I just know for a fact that I do need to at least work on myself a little bit more. However, don't worry, I'll still do videos. And the other side of the coin is too, don't get me wrong, I'll probably like do some at least, you know, shorts here and there. Shorts still has helped the channel, but right after it just like comes and goes type thing, you know. So for me, don't get me wrong, the shorts won't be like the main focus. However, if there's still shorts here, it'll still be here since I know it has helped out the channel. So I just figured it'd be kind of nice just to keep it here, but figured if I want to do some shorts, if I feel up to it, I'll do it. But however, my main focus is, as always, going to be like long content, and this is why it's going to probably take me a while to make at least maybe up to 15 minutes or even along 20-minute videos like these, because I want to do more long-term factors of videos, and you know, like Let's Play, game reviews. If I do, sometimes I might do a little short, that's fine too. You know, at least maybe 10, because I know I kind of did that before. And of course, do like game reviews and, you know, top 10 games, game news like usual that you probably end up seeing, that you still see here on the channel. And this is why I simply said, hey, thanks to Gara mentioning of like, oh hey, why don't you, you know, try out new content, not just like, you know, this and that. And that's why I can give Gara, at least Gara, you know, a simple thank you. And I used to do, at least back then, my own type of gaming news that I have done before, which is just on my secondary channel. But I privated it, so I thought, you know what, why not bring that back a bit, you know, just to revive at least the gaming news. Don't worry, I'll still like do them. It's just going to take me a bit here and there. And of course, the editing as well, as you probably have seen, it just changed out a lot more than way back then. If you knew what my content back then, then look at it now. And honestly, thanks to at least making some solve videos, it really pushed me over to make better quality. And I do appreciate it. And of course, even though I kind of had more like a laid back type thing going on. So, but I do try to at least still, you know, keep my editing skills sharp as best as I can. And on top of that, just overall, just want to at least do whatever I can to just improve my editing. And like I said, just a salt video I had done before about this one German talking about, you know, he's fine with at least the game stop kill. I'm not fine. He's not fine with stop killing games because he's with, you know, pirate software there. But still, like I said, it's just like one of those times I really have advanced and I really improved now. So that being said, you know, gaming, live streams will always be at least the main focus here, just as much as like the long-term content. I still probably do like Let's Plays and, you know, turn my streams into, you know, Let's Plays like I usually been doing. And on top of that, you know, do like gaming reviews, which I have promised to do. And on top of that, you know, game news as well, because this is overall like a gaming channel, and that's why I kind of pushed towards that. So I think this is where I'll probably end up stopping yapping here. And if you've really gotten to this far into the content, either by just clicking and going all the way over here, or whatever the case is, well, still, thank you. Like I said, I put in the timestamp because I know people don't want to hear me yap for at least how long this video is, so I just figured put in timestamps and move forward, and still improve at least most of my thumbnail skills. So, anyways, my Dragonkin, this is Dragonite, Dragonborn, Dragon Sage, signing out. And as always, if you like what you saw, don't forget to burn that like button, hit the subscribe button to join the family Dragonite, Dragonborn, Dragonkin. Like, comment, share, and definitely ring that bell. And hopefully more is coming. Oh, and by the way, 2026. Oh yeah, I'm gonna conquer you next year, hopefully. And before I forget, I'm probably end up showing a screenshot of it now that we made it, well, at least at the time when I actually took a screenshot, it was supposed to be a 1260, but now dropped down to, well, as you probably see right now. And of course, we're slowly getting there. But for me, this is like a good milestone. And to me, I did feel like I conquered something in 2025. So now moving into 2026, we'll definitely see where that goes. And just to make this one thing, don't stand between what a dragon and what a dragon loves, because it never goes pretty. Because I have lost things over my YouTube career, and even all over my life, but yet somehow I always end up having hope that continues to push me forward. And again, I do apologize for saying this again, but as always, if you like Soul, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, and definitely share. You get the gist. And as always, my Dragonites, Dragon Warriors, Dragonkin. This is Dragonite, Dragonborn, Dragon Sage, signing out. Have a good one, and let's see what 2026 comes around. As always, farewell for now.